Let's see if this goes through. Starting. Yep. Looks like we're getting something. Let me just
Right.
drop the
I just
link.
got a notification.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Go ahead and click
All
on the link.
right.
I'm gonna click on the other link.
All right, let me see
What's
something.
going on?
All right, let me
Oh no. Ah,
we are live.
there
But
we
give
go.
me a second. I'm gonna need some all right, let me drop this link. Let me do this.
Man, we out here live.
Yep.
All right, we're good. We're good.
What's up, Effie Disciple? Before we actually get rolling, can y'all please give us some feedback on how you can hear us? If we're coming in clear or not, or too low?
Hey, Benny, how's it going, buddy?
Yes. How's it going, Vinny? Like I said, try to give us some feedback. Right now I'm hearing it pretty low. Let me,
Okay.
How's it going, Vinny? Like I said, try to give us some feedback. Right now I'm hearing it pretty low.
All right, we got our audio good, sounding good. Everybody's straight. Hey, man, I see we're up, Carlos. What's happening?
All right. It says low. Huh. I think we have everything.
All right, we got our audio good.
Input
Sound
levels.
good.
2.
I see we're up, Carlos.
All right. Clear below. Is it still low? Truth. Can't hear you. I'll back up and come back. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. I can hear you. Okay, that's good. Good information. Thank you. Thank you. That's what we need. We need feedback, so we're not wasting our time here. Clear below. Is it still low? Truth. Oh my. Where am I coming from? Let's. All right. I'm trying to turn things up here. Should be. We should be good. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, I guess we'll start. Well, this man needs no introduction. He's world famous over here. No, listen. In all
Man,
seriousness,
cut that
man. You guys know who this is. D Marble, Mr. D Marble himself. I think we're just gonna
Spirit
get
level guy.
yes, Mr. Spirit level guy himself. Came across his channel when I was watching Hot Potatoes, Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes, and I was like, damn, this guy's very like-minded, and definitely wanted to get him on. And it just happened that one day he was in Florida, and we got to talking, became pretty cool pals, and now we're here able to do this hangout and get to know him a little bit better. And then we're definitely going to get into some topics that might not be too popular, but nonetheless, I think they need to be talked about. So, D, how you doing, man?
I'm feeling good. Had a very productive day at the office.
Awesome.
How you doing today, man?
I'm good, man. I have the day off, but it's not off when you got kids, man. You got to run around, do a bunch of stuff. So, yeah.
Indeed.
Um, as far as I'll get to
All right.
we'll get to the chat and stuff, but I want to get into this interview. The we a lot of us know your story, how you got into it. Can you just kind of rehash it real quick? Doesn't have to be too in depth, but let's just for anyone who's new and hasn't been on your channel, just give us a little quick rundown of your background and how you got into this.
Okay. Well, I've been a flat earther certified. I'll say about 2.5 years now. I'm used to saying two. Had a girlfriend that I was living with, and we were big into conspiracies, just alternative stories and all that. Um, things different from the mainstream. So I mean, we were just kind of binge watching stuff for like maybe a year and a half straight, and we just kind of got sick of it. He just hopped off of YouTube for a while, turned on Netflix, and we watched a one series called Under the Dome, and it was like from a Stephen King novel, I believe. Uh, so we finished watching all 3 seasons of that show, Under the Dome, and you have that little lull period where you don't know what you're going to do after a series comes to an end on Netflix, so you're looking for something else. So we ended up going on YouTube, and I typed in Under the Dome, and the first thing that popped up, it was this thumbnail, and it looked weird. It was like a flat Earth, and there was a dome over it. There was water spilling off the edge. Leisure X, this guy had did a compilation video, 2 hours of Mark Sargent's Flat Earth Clues. So we ended up watching that, and like the first few minutes, we're looking at each other like, did he just say flat Earth? Because I mean, I hadn't heard anybody talk flat Earth in my adult life, but I was ready to hear it. I guess we both were at that period, so I mean, that's pretty much what happened. We watched that series. Or not series. We watched that video like pretty much the rest of the weekend. It was like Friday night, and we ended up watching that thing like all weekend. We'll go get something to eat. We'll talk about it, take a nap, wake up, talk about it some more, and then go back and watch it again. And we're just breaking up different pieces of it. Like, okay, by the end of the weekend, we were like, yeah, I think the Earth is flat, you know. But it took me about 4 months before I'd actually say it out loud. And even when I did, I was in my car by myself, and I had to say it in the rearview mirror, like, dude, I think the Earth is flat, you know. So that's how I came about this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, similar story from a lot of us, but uh, I think the important thing is that even though it sounds ridiculous, I think you said it best. You were ready for it, and I have to remind people that even when you're talking to someone, you never know when they're going to be able to receive it. I know I have that experience a lot in my job, where I'm able to talk to people. You get a better understanding of a face-to-face is a completely different conversation when you're talking face-to-face over compared to online internet activities and stuff like that. People are a little bit more willing to hear you out. So that street activism is cool, but if you can actually get that one-on-one time with somebody, you'll be surprised at how much they take in. I mean, I've helped enlighten, I like to say, a lot more people than I ever thought I would, just being able to talk to them on a one-on-one basis. So, and that kind of leads me into how you establish your style here on YouTube. Just strictly let's talk to the camera. It's almost like you're talking to your best friend, and you have a really easy demeanor about you. I know a lot of people feel the same way like I do, which is you're really relatable, and there's no wonder you have 20K. So congratulations on that. I just seen you hit 20K. So congratulations on
Thanks,
that.
man.
It's pretty cool just to see how quickly you've really impacted a lot of people's lives. So thank you, and yeah, keep it going.
Uh, I appreciate it, man. I'll continue. Like I tell everybody, I'll continue to do the best that I can, and yeah, I'm really grateful to have 20,000 subscribers. I'm like, yeah, it's funny because I know me, and I know how big a screw up I am. I'm just some dude, but to have that many people who actually care what I'm talking about, it's crazy to me. But I appreciate it. I won't take it for granted. I won't steer anybody in the wrong direction, if at all. I mean, if I do, it'll be totally by accident. If I mean I misspeak, I'll misquote numbers, facts, and figures all the time, and people just kind of give me a pass. And but for the most part, everybody's cool and they know what I mean. But I'm just grateful for everything that's going on right now, and I'll just continue to do the best I can to you know spread the truth, expose the lies, and demand answers, because that's what the flat Earth offensive is all about.
That's right. I was putting together this stuff like, wait a second, that's pretty much exactly the shirt I made, just with the hashtag
Right.
offensive. But yeah, man, that catch line right there, it's been impacting a lot of people. You really have a huge following, especially like on Facebook when it comes to this stuff. You got a lot of people who are really impacted by the articles and just, you know, with my character, even if someone says something, I don't necessarily think I have to make a full video on it. But man, somebody comes at you, you're like, oh, I'm about to make a video about this. And I'm like, that's something that I'm, as like a video producer here on YouTube, content creator, whatever you want to call it, like I'm trying to establish a little bit more of that in my channel, because I realize that people need the content, people need to hear, and you never know who needs to hear those rebuttals that you're able to put out. A lot of your videos are, the content, people don't realize the content you're doing is content they're giving you to do. They're giving you the fuel, they're giving you what you have to go and make a video about. And they don't even realize, like, they're hurting themselves by coming after you. I've noticed a lot of your videos have to do with just, hey, this is what you have to say. Let me give you a whole video dedicated to, this plane or this article and stuff like that. So I think that's really good, and I think a lot more people need to do make that kind of content as well. Mix it up a little.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that completely. And there's certain times I'll get around to doing these response or rebuttal type videos, and people are like, hey, what about this guy that debunked this, or this guy debunked that? I'm like, look, I'm not even gonna give these guys, these people, these individuals the space on my channel to even say their name. I'd only be helping them get their buzz up. What happens is these other YouTube channels, they'll use my name or my face as a thumbnail or a title, and that gets them a lot of views, and they'll just kind of use that to get their buzz up. And as far as me responding to that, I'm like, look, we're gonna start from one firm position, okay? If I'm gonna get into a debate with someone concerning flat Earth versus globe Earth, here's where you're gonna have to meet me. You're gonna have to meet me in the realm of common sense. And basically what I'm saying by that is, there's one thing, just one little thing we're gonna have to acknowledge first, okay? If we're gonna talk about this, we have to acknowledge first that bodies of water do not curve. That is it.
Yep.
And by bodies, I mean, ponds, puddles, lakes, rivers, oceans. Most of the Earth's surface is water. That's why it's written on the side of my van. Here, check this out. Look at that. Earth's surface is 71% water. Bodies of water do not curve. Therefore, the Earth is flat. It's right there, okay? If somebody can't comprehend that simple statement, further discussion is pretty much pointless.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right. And it's as simple as that. Like, sometimes the community can make it a little bit more difficult than it really needs to be. And I think you're nailing it when it's just, hey, I've been using that statement a lot too. That, water does not bend, does not curve. It remains flat. It finds its level. And once you kind of say that to someone on a one-on-one basis, you can kind of see the light bulb turn on for most people. I know there's a lot of people who still fight it, but man, I mean, the majority of people who actually hear that, it's like they're hearing it for the first time, and you can just realize, like, man, I never thought about that. Maybe this ain't so crazy. Maybe this ain't so dumb,
Yeah. And that's how I break it down. And people want me to argue or respond to these debunking videos. I'm like, I ain't got time for that. These cats are working off of nonsense
Yeah.
You're telling me, okay, so here, tell me, uh, these people have totally abandoned their five senses, and that's the main issue, and that's what this heliocentric model, this religion of scientism, has taught people to do, is abandon their own five senses. Your eyes can look up there and they'll see the sun in the sky, and they'll see the sun in the clouds, and they'll see the rays coming out in these different patterns, and your eyes tell you that the sun is not 93 million miles away. You go outside at night, you come out of a building, you walk out into the moonlight, you feel a little bit cooler, as if the moon's putting off a cooling light. You feel that on your skin.
Yep.
So you look up at the moon, you can tell it's not 238,000 miles away. You look at the heliocentric model, they tell you that we're on a spinning ball, but your internal gyroscope, your equilibrium, tells you that the earth is not spinning. Your eyes are going to tell you every time you see water, the surface lays generally flat. In order to believe in the globe, you have to completely abandon your five senses, and substitute that with information coming from other people that you have bought into being more intelligent than you are, and that's just ridiculous.
Yeah. It's crazy how this leads me into. We're gonna come back to our conversation, but this leads me into stuff that's been going on with B.o.B and Kyrie and stuff like that. Like the thing with B.o.B, there's a lot of people who are like almost scared that he's gonna do something to discredit us, right? Like whatever he comes up with, whatever those people who buy what he has to say, if he is gonna be paid and do something that most people are scared of, like then you really aren't a flat earther, because there's no evidence showing that there is a spinning globe, not whatsoever. So not one person, can get paid and show fake footage or whatever. Like, don't be scared of that. This drama that's going on is just ridiculous. I mean, what's your input on that, man?
Man, I just got finished recording a rant on that, and I don't want to overdo it as far as the rant goes, but sure, I'll go ahead and give you a little bit of what I got on that one. Like you were saying, people are all caught up in what's going on with B.o.B, this whole situation. People are calling him a fake flat earther. They call him a shill. They're saying he's an agent. There's a picture going around of him holding a certificate saying that he joined the Flat Earth Society. And I mean, that's all right. That's out there. That's all out there. I'm not coming to his defense, and I'm not jumping on the bandwagon of people calling him names or being angry at him. That's not my thing. My thing right now is, as far as people saying it's a setup, it's a psyop, he's out to make Flat Earth look stupid or whatever people were saying, even if it is a psyop, most of the Flat Earth community fell for it. Because the psyop isn't always just a guy going in trying to make certain things look a certain way. That's not always a psyop. The psyop, one of the major things that they use, and you know who they is, one of the major tools that they use is distraction. And as far as B.o.B goes, this is a distraction. And you know what? Most of the community fell for it.
Yep.
Because I mean, this has been going on for three or 4 days. People were like, "Yeah, B.o.B is this. He's trying to do this. Oh, he's fake. I knew he was fake. I knew it. He's a shill. He's this and that." And this is all we've been hearing about for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
This is another distraction, okay? Because if we're sitting here paying attention to the rapper who's asking for money, listen to this. If we're paying attention to the rapper who's asking for money, we're not focused on the criminals who are taking our money.
That's
See?
right. That's
our focus isn't in the right place. That's what I'm saying. I'm not falling for it. I see what they're doing. They're like, hey, look, here, look at what this hand's doing, and we're not going to pay attention to what this hand's doing over here. No, I'm paying attention to the hand down there. I'm paying attention to NASA, who's raking in $52 million. How much money has B.o.B collected on this whole multiple satellite thing. I mean, how much money has he collected?
I have
Less
no
than
clue.
$2,000 at this point. I'm guessing. Okay, but we've been worried about this for like the last 4 days, and NASA's collected, oh, I don't know, like $208 million of taxpayer cash.
Just in these last.
So
Yep.
I think our priorities are a little off. You know, we're focused on the wrong thing. These guys are still running off with $52 million a day. B.o.B, he's asking for money. People are donating to him. They're taking our tax dollars, which get chopped off the top before we even get paid. So my focus is on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So we need to get back to that. We need to get back. We need to get our focus back.
Yeah,
know?
and that happens.
Yeah, it might be a psyop.
And that happens a lot with the community. I think that a lot of, and I don't want to say it's the content creators, but just maybe it's people who aren't necessarily creating content. They're creating the drama, and if people can't see that and they're getting sucked in by that, you got to reevaluate what's really going on, because you know what's funny. I was getting messages from family members and friends about this whole B.o.B stuff, because I don't do social media the same as everybody else. It'll be like 2-3 days before I even check my Facebook sometimes, you know. And then when I'm on there, I might be on there for a few, you know, maybe a minute. So
right.
It's funny how if you just disassociate yourself sometimes with just social media in general, you'll be surprised on how much stuff goes over your head, and it does not affect anything. Reality stays the same. The drama continues if you allow it to continue. So, I mean, I don't want to go too much more on that, but I thought it definitely needed to be brought up since, you know, it's been kind of something that's been stirring up in these last few days. And the Kyrie Irving thing, like, you know, you got to understand, this dude is mainstream. He's getting paid millions of dollars. He realized the impact that he had started affecting his pockets. So not that he denounced it, he just kind of went a slick way about saying, like, hey, you know, I was just playing people. But he never said he didn't believe. And Jaron did a great breakdown video today. I think it came out today, where he kind of shows, like, you got to look beyond sometimes. Not too far beyond, because you can go crazy and start reading into stuff that's not there, which I've seen happen to you, D. You know what I'm saying? People are seeing, you know, oh, this guy went to this hangout and, you know, or meetup, and it was at a pyramid bar, and you know, the fact that you had to make a whole video explaining how, you know,
right.
Life happens, sometimes you can't control. Like, I made a video today and did not look at the processing time, how much it like I you know, it was just me quick, hey, I'm doing a live stream tonight, I look and it's 36 seconds long. You know, and I'm in my head, I started thinking, like, oh my God, that's 36 seconds. People are gonna think it's like 36. Like, no, you know, screw it, man. I can't control that. Would I sit in silence for 2 more seconds after I realized? No, I just posted it, went on about my day. Sometimes life happens, okay, and sometimes people read into things a little bit too much. So just take a step back. You know, don't. You know, sometimes it's good for us just to get away from social media a little bit, you know, and you'll be surprised at how much your life will improve.
Man, absolutely. You know, the thing is, it's like the truther community is already pretty paranoid as it is. Not maybe not paranoid. We're like we operate in a paradigm of heightened alertness.
Yeah.
To you know, things that could be, you know, a little fishy. So it's, you know, we think, we overthink stuff.
That's
just
right.
like my man Vinny's saying, or no, that's Jorge Garcia. He's saying, you know, overthinking. that's what we do from time to time, man, and we just get stuck doing that, you know. And I try not to do that. As far as the whole Kyrie B.o.B thing, I'm like, time will tell. Time will tell whether they were, you know, serious or not, whether they were being straight up or not. I don't know. I was kind of hoping that Bob he might be serious. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they co-opted him and brought him into the Flat Earth Society or whatever. Because they felt like he might be an issue. We don't know. We can only speculate at this point. But um, I had posted a daggone post on my Facebook last week. B.o.B actually follows me on Twitter. Maybe he's checked out my stuff. Maybe I'm saying maybe I can contact him. Maybe I can be a bridge between the Flat Earth community and him. I'd like for us all to figure this whole thing out together.
Yes.
Because we're all getting screwed by the same people.
Yep.
So I'm like all the infighting, all the personal beefs and all that. I don't want to get involved with that stuff. If we can, have a situation where we can come and sit down and talk things out, that's great. That's great. I encourage that every chance I get.
I mean, we can't be scared of truth. That's it. I mean, like, no matter what the outcome is of whatever he finds, it's not going to change my opinion, because I've done the research for myself and I've seen the evidence for myself to know this place ain't what they say it is. And that's it. I didn't have to I don't need to convince a whole bunch of people what I believe. I know what I believe. And I know that's how you feel. And I know a lot of other people are in the same shoes. It's the people who don't feel that way that get carried away with, they're still on the fence. They're leaning towards the earth being flat. They call themselves flat earthers, but when something like this comes out, gut check, are you really truly a flat earther, or are you just like calling yourself because it seems like it's a popular thing to do right now?
Right. It's the I'm saying that's actually the step that we all have to take. Once you figure this out, okay, so are you going to be a closet flat earther? Because there's a lot of closet flat earthers out there.
Yep.
Still, we got to count those people. It's just that, yeah, you got to deal with that ridicule. It's coming because you thinking contrary to the general population. That's that's tough for some people. Some people don't have a choice, like myself. I was like, yeah, the Earth's flat. Now I'll post some stuff on Facebook, but after I did the experiment, took the level on the planet, all that, these folks did an article and then put me on blast. I woke up that morning just like, okay, everything's cool, and then I get a message on that video like, oh hey, you made the news, man. It was from Mark Sargent, and I was like, ah, crap. And all of a sudden, man, I'm saying I could go back to that IFL Science article, and last I checked, it had like 65,000 shares on it. I'm like, dude, wow, what's going on? So they kind of forced me to be outspoken, and in the article they used my real name, they put my face on here. I'm like, well, too late to be anonymous. So I just got mad and jumped in front of the daggone camera like, all right, well, you already know who it is, so let me tell you what's going on.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. It's just been fun what's been going on. It's been fun. Yeah. I'm having a good time. I'm meeting a lot of cool people.
Yeah, and that leads me into the next thing, which is like
are coming about.
Who are some of the people who have impacted you the most in this community?
Oh man, thus far, dude, some of the people who have impacted me the most. I mean, there was Sargent who was the first person I heard mention flat Earth in my adult life. I used to listen to a lot of Eric Dubé, the 200 proofs. I mean, the way that he just rolled those things out, I just sit there like nod my head for 2 hours, like, yeah, that all makes sense. Okay, then I go back and I watch some stuff by GeoShifter. I watched a lot of stuff from ODD. There was DITRH. I mean, it was just. I've been I've listened to like everybody around here, man. I really have. Well, not everybody. For the most part, it's just been, a lot of different content creators. I'm saying, man, I can't name everybody.
Exactly. And it feels like you, I don't, yeah, you're definitely not having to leave
Rob
nobody
Skiba.
out. Yeah, that's the guy right there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same, man. There's a lot of people who definitely impacted my my walk here. And the people who are true to themselves, you can tell right off the back, and you don't have to worry about anything else. Uh, the information that they give, the production that ODD puts out, and the information he gives out on an elementary level, that's why so many people gravitate to his channel as well, because he puts it out there for you to understand it. And he just does amazing work.
Right.
He impacted me a lot. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how many times I was just, yeah, you got to watch this video. 21 questions. You got 5 minutes and flat Earth in 5 minutes. Just everything. I mean, content like that, it really inspired me to make my channel. In fact, you know what I mean? Like, I knew I could give that kind of quality, and I figured, let me, because when I started, there wasn't a lot of people really making higher quality videos. There was maybe a handful. The community has grown, and that's been good to see. But there was a lot of like good information hidden in between a lot of bad, echoey conversations, and I was like, oh, I know I could help out in this area, so I threw my name in the hat and just went for it.
Yeah.
It's changed a lot. That's one thing I've noticed since the last 2.5 years, man. It's definitely the amount of people who are in this community today, good or bad, whatever it is, it's some good information out there, man. But there's a lot of bad information out there too. It's hard. Like,
Right.
what I like to say is, man, it was a little easier 2.5 years ago to get to really find. You can kind of sift through the nonsense a little easier. Now, if there's new people
Yeah.
coming in, I know that there's a little bit more of a challenge to find some of those videos now.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's the thing. Um. Oh yeah. Allegedly, Dave Murphy,
Oh,
D Murphy
yeah,
25. That interview that he did, man. That I'm saying, look, the point where the way he hit each point, and then he got to the part of the interview where he said about the airplane. If we were on a ball, it would be tipping the nose forward. That played a part in this. I'm telling you, because I was sitting there, I was like, you know what? A plane would have to dip the nose forward if we're on a spinning ball, wouldn't it? And as much as I fly, I haven't seen that. So how can we measure that? And that was part of what I was trying to do. But so Dave Murphy, man, he was another one that impacted me. And there's a lot of good content creators out there, and this is uh, it's like a smorgasbord out here. You're gonna find whatever you're looking for as far as a personality to connect with. But my thing is, as many demographics can be represented here as possible, need to stand up. Because it can't just be people that look this way are going to appeal to people who there's going to be people that you appeal to that aren't going to be feeling me. There's people that I might appeal to that aren't going to be feeling Eric Dubé. There's people Eric Dubé are going to appeal to that aren't listening to Mark Sargent or whatever. That we have to cover all bases, and we
yeah.
have to lay out the information and just make it broad enough for everybody to catch it, and try to keep it simple at the same time. That's the important thing. I'm all over the place.
No, no, it's true, man. It's true. Let me say this real quick. Yeah, man. I mean, there's a flavor for everybody, and that's a good thing, because not everybody's the same cup of tea, and we need to realize that. Um, what are some of the challenges you've come across when it's come to this? Like, how has this affected you in a negative way?
Uh, um, I don't know. I haven't really dealt with the negative a whole lot. There's just always being attacked. I got over that in like 20 minutes
Yeah.
because Once you put yourself out there as a flat earther, you can expect a degree of ridicule. But once you're put in an article and blasted to a lot of people, and you have a video that goes out there and a lot of people see it, you can expect a lot of people to come back calling you names and saying the things that they say. They're going to call you idiot, moron, dummy, retarded. They're going to say you shouldn't reproduce. Please don't procreate. My God. And of course they're going to just tell you that you do not have a working sense of uh, intelligence because you obviously didn't comprehend what you were taught in school. You are uneducated. You don't understand gravity. You need to take a physics class. You need to go back to school, mate. You're going to catch it all if you get a viral flat earth video, man. I'm telling you. You got to expect like an army of people to come to you calling you a freaking idiot. But that's about the most negative I've had to deal with, just from people calling me names. And I kind of take out those frustrations in a new video from time to time.
Yeah.
That's what these attitude adjustment videos are. When I come out with those, when I come off a little heated, in these videos, it's usually because somebody got on my nerves. So I'm just kind of responding to that, and that's where I'll vent. You know, but I'll try to do it in a kind of humorous way, and I'll try to give a little
You're still educating them
little
though. Yep.
yeah,
You're still
still
educating.
educating
Yep.
along the way, still answering questions, still addressing things, and then I'll turn around and ask questions to these folks, So I don't know. Hadn't had to deal with a whole lot of negative, man, but it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. I just got
We
the
got to take the
comment.
good with the bad in these things.
I just got the comment today that means that the moon is made out of cheese. Like that's the kind of stuff that you have to deal with sometimes. It's like sometimes I want to respond or just like automatically you know block that comment because it makes no sense. But there's been times,
Yeah,
man, when
yeah,
it's like something comes over me, man, and I just let them know in a like gentle way, man, and then all of a sudden they're it's almost like they're testing you. I'm gonna write this dumb comment, see what he says, and all of a sudden I'll say like, hey man, like I had somebody maybe like 2 weeks ago. I mean, just an article they wrote on all this stuff, and at the end how the flat earth model does not work, and how this is you guys are just dumb idiots, and he's cursing me and this and that. And I said, and I just wrote him like it was just simple little, hey, listen, it's really hard to teach anyone whose cup is already full. As simple as I can get it. Like you came in here knowing everything already. How am I supposed to even answer this, 2-page paragraph you just wrote me? Like until you can take a step back and humble yourself, I can't really even talk to you, And
yeah,
the funny thing that happened there, someone in the comments responded, was like, see, that's very intelligent. That's how you're supposed to approach some people. That's not always happened. I've lashed out myself, but there's times when I'm maturing
yeah.
a little bit more and more, where I'm realizing like, it's just an impulse. Sometimes they watch the video, they see the first thing in the title, and they're not even listening. They're just already typing away. Like they're not really grasping everything that's being said.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Um, nah, man, I'm still guilty of this, and I encourage you to have patience. I encourage people to be more responsible when commenting. But dude, I I still snap off on people in the comments every now and then, and they'll do a screenshot and they'll put it up in their video. I'll still insult someone from time to time. I'll still be condescending or mean. I'm not perfect.
No,
I'm
none of
not.
us are.
I ain't walking on water. I ain't no saint. Don't come around here, calling me names and all that, and thinking that you're going to get away with it 100% of the time. It's not always like that. I'm getting better at not responding to these things and just taking the time to address these certain issues, in other ways. But I still got work to do. We're human. Nobody likes to.
That's it.
Nobody likes to be insulted like that. It's just a matter of, the internet. And the internet, you gotta love it because it affords people the opportunity to say things or type things that they wouldn't otherwise say to another man's face.
That's
So you
it.
gotta
Yeah.
love internet. It's really good for cowards. It's a really good thing. Does great things for their self-esteem.
It does. Like I was trying to say. I've learned patience. Not always. I'm not like you said. Now I'm not perfect. I have my moments where I'm already having a rough day, and then I get one of those comments, and I'm just like, But sometimes, I feel like, all right, you know what, man, I don't know where this person's at right now. They might be going through something tough. So, I'm telling you, in this last year, I really matured in that area because in the beginning, I wasn't even having like you just say something dumb. I was like block or this and that. I mean, um, I had a video. My first video, I did a documentary, and it started skyrocketing. Man, took off like 10,000 uh, views within like a month. I was like, man, this is awesome. And then I just kept making videos. And recently, maybe like 6 months ago, I look and I realized that video is not even being played anymore. It like just died out, and I was like, wait a second. I had to do a few things, and all of a sudden, within the last 2 weeks, it's almost like they allowed it to start playing again because all of a sudden I'm getting all these comments left and right from a video that it took off. It's almost like YouTube hit it for a year and a half, and all of a sudden now it's starting to pick up steam again. And usually that's not how it works. Usually once it plateaus, it kind of just dies out, and you don't see that video again. Especially in today's where there's so many. I mean, how many videos are being made on a day-to-day basis? Just thousands, tens of
Right.
thousands. So, um, it's good, man. It's good. The impact that we're having. It's crazy to think that we're living in a time when this information is not new information, but now it's being accepted information. How many people
Oh
did
yeah.
not know why NASA
Oh
was
oh
faking
oh.
all this? I mean, forever, everyone heard that NASA was faking stuff. And yeah, it could have been in one ear and out the other, and you kind of took it, but it was like, oh man, I love space movies, and yeah, whatever. Those are just conspiracy people. But when this
Right.
truth came out, man, it was like it all made sense. Wow, like, man, it's like you can't unsee this now, man. I really can't unsee this. I don't want to go back either, but I
Right.
can't unsee it anyways.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. I tell people the whole time, I'm like, dude, I love a good space movie just as much as the next guy. I watched all the Star Wars movies, well, not the most recent ones. I didn't watch those because I just can't deal with all the CGI anymore. But I used to watch that stuff all the time, man. Avatar, I loved Avatar. I seen that like 5 times. That movie was dope. Um, you know, Starship Troopers. I used to think about that stuff, man. And I mean, there were points where I was sitting here so indoctrinated into that stuff where I'm like, you know what? If stuff just goes real bad on Earth, I hope that I have enough money so I can cryogenically freeze myself and go to another planet because I know they're going to mess up Earth. These humans, they don't know what to do out here, and I mean they're just doing too much. Hold up, let me let me,
Yeah,
let me fix this. I'm
I was just
seeing.
gonna say it, I didn't want to stop you, but I was gonna say
Ah,
you could
oh,
adjust
oh,
the
oh
angle.
no, hold up. Let me tighten this up real quick. Boom.
You
Van
got
life.
that? Yeah, there
What?
you go.
All right,
Oh,
so
thank you for
that's what's
reminding
up.
me. Yeah, thank you for reminding because I want to get into that van life, man. How'd you get
Oh
into that,
shoot.
man? I want you to go all deep in there because that's something that a lot of people ain't willing to do, man. Let's talk about this van life. Explain it to me, brother.
All right. All right. So the aspect of van life and how I came up across this whole situation out here. Was that on the right side or is the sun on the other
No,
side?
no,
We
you're
good
right. You're
now?
right.
Okay, we're
No, it
good.
was good.
All right. Okay, so I was living with the same girlfriend, and we got into all kinds of the conspiracies and all that, and then I thought about I mean, we ended up stumbling on people going off grid because I mean, when you get into these conspiracies, you're like, man, we need to get off the grid, dude. This is messed up. These people, they're psychos. We need to get out of here. You know, what do we do? There are people living like out in the woods, you know, out in the boondocks, you know, making these tiny homes. So we started looking at off-grid living. We looked at tiny homes, things like that, and started watching those videos. We're like, oh man, you know, looking at some survival stuff. Not as you know, educated on survival as some people in the chat, but it's just a matter of going from one thing to another, and where we ended up looking was van dwelling. You know, people living in a bus. You know, there was the Good News bus. That's on YouTube. His family, they got like 9 kids, and they're all living on a refurbished school bus. And I was like, man, that's cool. And they gutted the thing out. They got shower in there. They got living room, a kitchen. I was like, dude, that's crazy. So, you know, I was like, I wouldn't want to have a bus, but you know, move from that and looking at RVs, things like that. And then we started seeing, you know, people living in vans. I was like, well, that could be doable. That could be done. I could see that. That wasn't so crazy. And I'm saying it was something we were looking at doing together, maybe. And I don't know. Things just fell apart. And, you know, we broke up back in, was it March? I want to say March, April. Something like that. Let's say April. Let's say we broke up in April. And from there, I just got upset. I packed all my stuff up, put it in a storage unit, and I ended up spending 2 nights sleeping in the back of my car. It's a 1999 Mazda 626. Slept in the back of that car for 2 nights. But during those two nights, you know, during the day, I was on Craigslist, and I found this van. And what I wanted out of a van, if I was going to do a van, I wanted it to be, I wanted to have enough storage in it. I wanted to have a solar panel. I wanted to have a little kitchenette, a couple little beds, and I wanted it to be around like $5,000. So what happened? You know, I got on Craigslist and I'm looking around, and I had been looking on Craigslist for like just months, just kind of playing around. But I already had the parameters in my head of how I wanted my setup to be. And I mean, it was like the night that she had said what she said, and I kind of decided it was done. The next day, I'm looking online, and I found this van, and it had a solar panel and the kitchenette, and it had the 2 little beds in it, and it had all this storage, and it was $5,000. And I was like, okay, that must be mine. So, you know, I called the dude up real quick. I'm like, hey man, you still got that van? He's like, yep. Hey, when's a good time to check it out? Thursday. It was Tuesday when I called him. I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to sleep in this car for 2 more nights. You know what I'm saying? So I did that and went out to Seattle on Thursday, man, and picked this thing up. And I've been here ever since, you know. So there was that. But as far as living out of a van, if you're single, if you got no kids, no major responsibilities, you looking to save some money, I'd recommend it. What you gotta have if you're gonna do this is basically you want to have a gym membership and a PO box. That's about it. That's it. You know,
That's where you take your
'cause
showers,
at the gym,
right?
you can go. Yeah, you can go shower up at the gym. I got Planet Fitness. I'm on the $20 a month plan. You know, so I can go in and I can got access to the VIP room, the black card member room, and all that. I can get on the little massage chairs and all that as much as I want. It's 24-hour, and you can just go in and, you know, work out. You go get a massage. You can go get in the shower or whatever. A lot of the times I just pull up, walk in, jump in the shower after I scan my card, walk out like, all right. And I'll take a couple pieces of candy because, you know, at Planet Fitness they got they got a big bucket full of daggone Tootsie Rolls and this little purple candy. I take a couple of little purple ones and I roll out. But yeah, man, van life it's not bad. It's not bad at all. To tell you the truth.
Man, you like you said, you definitely have to be in the right frame of mind to do that. And like you said, you got to be either
Yeah.
with a spouse who's willing to do it. Probably not can't do it with kids. That's a little harder, but yeah,
More difficult, yeah.
yeah. But man, that the gym thing that makes a lot of sense. Like, I'm sure people thought like, man, how's he taking a shower? How's he, does that? But hey, you're parked at a laundromat right now, right?
Yeah, I'm outside the laundromat. You know what I'm saying? Whenever we finish this interview, I'm about to go, take this shirt off, throw it in my laundry bag, grab the rest of my clothes in here, throw all that stuff in the wash. And I'm right around the corner from Planet Fitness, so I mean, I'm set for the night. I'm
Do
good. I'm good.
do people when they see their van, especially like you're going to Planet Fitness, do they ask you any questions?
Oh yeah, yeah. The girl at the front desk, I pulled up there a few nights ago. She was like, "Hey, oh, glad you parked in that spot, cause I park in the veteran spot like next to the door, cause I did 8 years in the army, so they got a veteran spot like close doors, like the two handicap spots and then the two veteran spots. So I parked in the closest veteran spot, and she was like, "I'd seen your van out there before, and I wanted to see what it was. Oh, you got a meme on there. So the Earth is flat?" I was like, "Yeah." So could you tell me about that? I was like, I don't have time, but here, take this card and find me on YouTube. And I'll see you around. Just real slick. I was like, all right. So I had to get up and go to work anyway. So I didn't have time to talk to her, but that's kind of how that plays out. Um, but yeah, this setup, it's slick, man. It's slick. It's real slick, and saving a ton of dough too, by the way.
I could imagine that, man. Single dude living in a van, doing things right. Look, he's not even having the $40-$50 plan in the membership. He found the right one, man. Found the right
Right.
one. That's smart, man. You
Right.
could do a lot with that, man, and
Yeah.
there's freedom in what you're able to do. So that's
It,
more power
it
to you, man. For real.
it is, and well, I'm in this situation due to some decisions that I've made in my past. So right now, I'm just trying to make the best of my situation, and you know, everything happens for a reason. So I'm just trying to make the best of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm out here. I'm by myself. I get the opportunity to get up and go whenever I want. So if I say, you know what, like in one video, this one cat commented to me. He's like, "Well, see, you've never been to a ocean, so or you go watch some ships go over the curvature." I was like, "Oh yeah." So and this was like a Thursday. So that day I had decided, well, since I live where I drive, or I can drive my home, I'm gonna spend the night out at Ocean Shores. So I drove like 2 hours down to the Pacific Ocean and did some video, and I panned the camera from right to left, and I'm like, "Where's the curvature at?" And made a video of it. Not a whole lot of activity on that one. Maybe it was because of the name. I was into like these kind of cheerful names and all that. It was like what was that? What I call it? Like looking for curvature, like to the Pacific Ocean with love or something like that. I was just playing around like some James Bond stuff, you know, from Russia with love. So I was on that type of stuff, and I did a video where I went down to the Pacific Ocean. I panned the camera from right to left, and it was flat for miles and miles. So I'm like, wait a minute, and this is a new thing that I've been trying to talk about, and in these videos and all that, or in that one attitude adjustment 2.0. People say you see boats going over the curvature. Well, if we're on a globe, that means that it's curved on the x and y axis.
That's right.
It's curved away from you. You say saw a boat going over the curve in front of you. That means that you should also see curvature on the x-axis from right to left. So my thing is, I'm like, we have to start specifying, because they'll pick apart every little thing. Well, water does curve. Well, what about a droplet? What about a meniscus? I've seen boats go over curvature. No, 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 no. You just saw a boat go out of your eyesight. You pull out a camera, you zoom back in on that thing, you're going to be able to pull it right back in the view with that camera or binoculars or telescope or whatever. Okay, that boat did not go over any curvature, but I try to explain to people. I'm like, you can't even see to the end of a long hallway. What do you mean you think you saw a boat go over curvature? Water curves? No, I look at it from right to left. You'll see like 20 miles of flat water.
That's right.
And then, but you're telling me that the human eye can only see about 3.5 miles out. You're telling me that there's, you know, how much of a drop? So wait a minute, wait, hold on. Like wait a minute. So 3 miles out. Let me see. That's gonna give us about how much is that? About 6 feet of curvature, is it?
Yeah.
Something like that. Was that the numbers from the Bedford
like
level?
five.
6 feet of curvature. Right. So something like that. So you're telling me that you see the boat from the ocean surface to the mast is like 20 feet, and you're telling me that you saw that boat go over 6 feet of curvature, and you can't see it anymore. Because your eyesight's only going to see 3.5 miles out, so that's about 6 feet. So you're telling me you lost sight of a 20-foot tall boat over 6 feet? No, dude, that doesn't add up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We gotta like play with numbers to get people to understand these simple concepts. But I always go back to the same thing, man. Bodies water don't curve. Please stop.
That's it, really. It's as simple as that. I mean, I take my drone, I shoot it up there, and that horizon goes up there right with it, man. It doesn't start dipping away from you. It goes right up to your eye level, and you get on an airplane, it does the same thing. Then you see a high altitude balloon, it does the same thing. Like, we've been sold on curvature our whole lives that we just fill in the gaps. Our brain just fills in the gaps and tells us, yeah, we've seen curve. But when you go out there, I live in Florida. I only live 7 minutes from the beach. When I go out there, that thing is flat as a pancake. It doesn't dip away from you. It keeps on going. All right? It keeps on going. And that's it, man. And the atmosphere and everything else plays a role. I mean, one thing in the community has really done is to help educate. I mean, think about how much you've learned in these last 2 years that you never would have even looked at if it wasn't for Flat Earth.
Yeah. Oh man, it's ridiculous, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I kind of come off angry, because I kind of am. They're lying to our children out here. Okay, they're lying to our children. We need to figure this out. But here's my thing, and here's where I'd like to, give some encouragement as far as being on this team as flat earthers. We don't have anything to worry about because our numbers only go up. That's what I'm saying. We don't have to constantly go back and recruit new people. Nobody's going back to believing in the globe. That's the thing. So we don't really have to worry about anything going on, man. That's the point that I'd like to make. Our numbers only increase, period. So it really doesn't matter how this comes out. Like, I may have said this in the rant, or I might be repeating it now. I might have said it earlier here. Everything's just kind of starting to mesh together. This is a numbers game. This is already taken care of. It's only a matter of time. We're gonna win this thing. This is a situation of mass consciousness shift. And there's a lot of belief systems that believe that, at some point there's going to be some sort of shifting consciousness that takes place. And I'm pretty sure this is it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
How do you feel about that?
No, man, like the Bible says, man, the great deception. I can't see anything greater than this at this point, man. It has, and we're gonna get into this, but for me, man, it has dramatically changed the way I view a lot of stuff. It dramatically changed my life in so many ways. It's hard to unsee this. It's hard to. I mean, not everybody is as, I don't want to say passionate, because that's a good word to use, but you kind of, you know what I mean? You kind of go crazy over it because you realize how this one lie affects everything around you, to the fact that you got go places and I'm constantly like, oh my God, look, there's more predictive programming and there's more in your face. Like it really has. I've had to take a step back at times because it's so intense, this deception. Now I know there's people out there who they learn about this and they're like, man, that's amazing, and nothing changes. That's a lot of people, but for the ones who has affected us, the ones who have made us sit there and want to make videos and help other people out, like the fact that people get angry at us for saying that the earth is flat because we're trying to show truth to them, like it I learned a lesson a long time ago, man. It was really early on into my journey with this. Was I tried to introduce this to somebody, I didn't know how to verbally communicate it, and I ruined the relationship, and a lot of stuff trickled down in that aspect, and it took me a while to realize, like, okay, it's my job to not just understand this language, but to know how to speak this language. And I started honing my skills, man, and that's some advice I want to give to anyone out there. I know the passion that comes with this, but there's a controlled passion you need, because you can turn people away if you don't have enough of the information that makes sense to them, so that they can see you're not a crazy person, that you're just, hey, touch me right here. I'm a human being just like you. I have just come into something that has changed my outlook on life, right now. And that's the tip that I want to give anyone who's really passionate about this. Know the information. And when I say that, I don't mean you're going to know everything, because none of us know all the answers. And I'm honest to say, when I don't know something and somebody asks me, I'm just, hey, listen, I don't have that information, but there's just too much evidence to state you can't use that one thing that I can't answer as saying, oh, well, there's a globe. Like, no, man, I gave you too much facts, and you have to go from there. You know what I mean? And everybody's going to go in their time, but just learn from my mistakes, learn, absorb, and then, go and test it out, and you'll see, you'll start really helping to open people's eyes. But until you really learn that language, don't go try to speak it to everybody.
I'm D. Morrow, and I approve this message. Man, dude, no, man, that's real, because I mean, you saw me. Well, here, let me see. That's the thing. We have to understand how to communicate with people, and we have to exercise a degree of empathy and compassion in dealing with people when talking about this stuff, because, like you said, if you don't know what you're talking about, if you come off angry or harsh, you're going to turn people off, and that'll make them less prone, because they'll have a story, and a lot of people will just take that and be like, flat earthers are this and that, and I don't want to even look into it because I had a bad experience with one flat earther. And they'll just use that situation as an excuse to just not even give it a look. When in actuality, I mean, anybody with, common sense and, eyes to see, ears to pick up on this thing. But yeah, it's definitely something you kind of don't have to like babysit, be too nice to people. But I mean, there's a fine line that we have to walk between giving it to them straight and being repulsive, if I could use that term, just kind of pushing them away. We don't want to push people away, because eventually they'll be more prone to come back if you take a gentler approach with them as far as this goes. It's getting dark in here. Hold on. Click. Okay. How we looking?
No, it's coming back. You got that life, man. You gotta, at least you're paying attention, man. Some people just let it, the next thing you know, I'm just like, I see eyeballs. So no, you
Right,
did.
right.
You got it.
You
You got
know,
it right. But yeah, man, it has, uh, it has impacted my life in an amazing way. Not always a positive way, but an amazing way nonetheless. So I just encourage anyone who's really struggling with this, take a real honest look. You know, it takes honesty to really come to this truth, and once you do, man, your life can improve, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna be overnight. You know, you're gonna have your struggles and battles. I can talk about that personally. So yeah, um, yeah, man.
absolutely.
I don't know, man. If you want to keep going, but yeah, I know that this has been an amazing interview, man. I really enjoyed just chatting and hanging out with you, man. I know you got things you got to do, so I don't want to hold you up if you ain't got no more
Oh
time.
man, I just got a little bit of laundry to take care of. Ain't nothing going on, you know. I'm
Uh,
chilling over here.
I
Oh,
pre
nah, man, I'm just about to pack it up and wash these clothes. Go, you know. I'm gonna hop on the chat with my little man. It's his birthday and all that, so I'm gonna call him up, see what's going on, man. Hey, I appreciate you having me on though.
Man, it's
Really do.
yeah, you know, it was gonna be sooner, man, and then this stinking hurricane hit down here and just uh it just messed a lot of stuff up. Timing, like even right now, like I had to use a lot of my funds that I had dedicated to going to the conference. So right now I'm not going to conference, man. It sucks because I don't have
What?
that. Yeah,
Oh,
man. Yeah. So just things happened. Had to use a lot of money just to survive, right? You know, that's that whole hurricane just messed Florida up financially, and it
right.
screwed
Yeah.
up Puerto Rico, and oh man, it's just been just trying to play catch up right now. So yeah, but you know, we'll see if it's meant to
Oh
be. I'll
man.
still be able to go somehow. If not, you know, it is what it is. I'm not gonna stress it, you know,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna wait to the last minute, and if I can't go, then you know, I'll let people know because there'll be at least one ticket available because I know that they've been sold out for a
Right.
while.
Right.
So we'll go from there, see what happens.
All right. Cool, man. Let me know what you come up with. I might be able to, pull some strings or something. I don't know. I don't know what I could do at this point. I did talk to Robbie Davidson. I mean, even if you can't make it to the conference, a lot of people are going to show up that aren't even going to the conference. They're just going to want to come and hang out,
Yeah.
because it's going to be like, every night is going to be like an after party kind of. People just, okay, more flat earthers. What's up? We're going out to eat. We're going here. We're going to do this and that. It's going to be people like hanging out in the hotel lobbies at certain points. I'm guessing, but it's all good. It's all good.
No,
Um,
and that's part of the reason why I was really like, you know, wanting to go and got my tickets because the conference is all great, man. But it's to be able to fellowship with other people, like-minded individuals, to be in that environment with everybody, just sharing that passion. That's really what the conference to me is gonna. People gonna walk away with feeling that high of fellowshipping with other people, man. Because there's gonna be a lot of people out there, man,
Definitely.
and like you said, it's gonna be live every night, man. So yeah, we'll see what
Oh man.
happens. We'll see. I'm not losing hope just yet, but yeah, it sucks stuff like that happens, but you just got to keep on pushing forward, man, and see what happens. Still got a little bit of time left, so I'm not
All right,
stressing
man.
too
We'll have
much.
to we'll have to hook up offline and talk about this, man. I might end up, I don't know, have to help you out some way or another.
Yeah, we'll
I
talk.
don't
We'll
know.
talk.
We'll, we'll,
Yeah.
yeah, man. 'Cause
uh,
I'm saying we gotta hang out, man. We only met like on this digital stuff. That's why I'm always like advocating for these meetups, man. Because dude, it's really important for people for us to get around like-minded individuals, man. Seriously, it really is, and I can't wait for the conference. It's gonna be off the hook. Just being able to get with that many other flat earthers, man. We're gonna go to the, that sign that DITRH is setting up over there. It's like the billboard he's setting up. It's
Yeah.
going to be like 21 questions, basically, Stranger's Guide to Flat Earth, the 21 questions video. He's basically going to be telling people to check that one out, the one by ODD. And people are going to be taking pictures in front of that billboard. We're going to be hanging out at the hotel lobbies after these conference. It's going to be dope.
Yeah.
I might just spend I might fly down on 8th, the night of 8th, hang out the 9th and 10th at the conference, and I might just chill out there for like the next 2 days, just hanging out or whatever. We'll see what happens. Haven't bought my tickets. Got my hotel room booked. I got my ticket to the conference already, but yeah, haven't bought a plane ticket for that one. But yeah, it's gonna be good. Definitely. If you're around North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, then yeah, by all means, come through, cause it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I see. We found.
I'm always looking to meet up with somebody.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, when you put that, I'm not as outgoing. Just to be like, hey man, who's around town? Like I'm like a little bit more reserved. I'm like, hold on, wait a second. I get a little shy, but I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone, man. It's not easy, but I'm trying.
I'm at this point where, dude, look. Here's the thing. Like I said earlier, man, I know that I'm a normal dude. I know I'm a screw up. I'm like a normal guy. So the idea of anybody willing to drive any length of time to come meet me, I'm like, all right, well, I want to hang out with you too. I appreciate that, man. I really do. Anybody wants to hang out with me, I'm like, yeah, let's, I'll go meet some. I just met a guy at a little pizza parlor a couple weekend, like on a Friday night, just nothing going on. This dude just hits me up. This guy Kevin, I met him on Facebook. He's like, nice to finally meet you. We're sitting down having pizza, sitting down for like an hour and a half, just talking. I'll meet up with anybody for the most part. I mean, that's playing it kind of fast and loose, because you never know. But
start wearing bulletproof
where
vests.
I'm at right now is. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing though, Carlos, man, check it. Yo, I was actually on where was I at? I was on my computer earlier, and I was just looking at certain things. I had typed in #FE offensive. I wanted to see how the hashtag's doing. I scroll down looking in the images, and I see my van pop up in a couple of them. I'm like, I don't remember authorizing this picture of my van to be put on the daggone internet. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so people been taking pictures of my van, putting it on Reddit, putting it on their Twitter, putting it on Instagram and all that, and people will come back to me like, hey, D, this person found your van. I'm like, oh, crap. I'm kind of high viz out here. So at this point, if the bad guys, if they wanted to take me out, dude, they know where I'm at. Yeah. So there's no fear over here, man. They know where I'm at. They know I'm in Tacoma. They know I'm in the gray van that has the flat Earth stuff on the side. They know where I'm at. If they want to take me out, they'll take me out. So it is what it is.
That's right.
I'm riding for this thing, homie.
Hey.
There ain't no punks over here. All right.
What you see is what you get, man. That's that's what it's about, man. That's what it's about, man. Like I said, this journey has definitely had impacted me in many ways. So yeah, I've been getting out of my comfort zone. I've been doing those things. Even reaching out to you, that was not like, I'm not usually like the guy who's like, oh hey, I was like, you know what? Wife is out of town. I ain't doing a damn thing. Let's see if we get this thing going, because I wouldn't mind meeting D right now. Let's find out what's going on. We never got to meet, but at least we got to conversate, sparked a little friendship here and stuff like that, and it's been cool, man. Definitely need to chat more, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, dude. There's a lot. There's a lot of people I need to be chatting with more. Dude, it's been crazy. It's been crazy lately, man. Get on daggone Facebook, and I see 99 plus in the messages. I'm like, God dang. All right, here we go. And I like hook up the daggone microphone. I'm like, hit function twice, and that's when you can voice record your responses to people. So I'll just sit up here and I'll just be spending like an hour responding to people's messages and all that, man. I can't get back to everybody now, man.
No,
It sucks because I'm that one friend. I'm sorry. I'm typically that one friend that if I see you sent me a text message or something, or you called, I'm gonna call you back quickly. And I don't want to blow anybody off because I appreciate anybody trying to get in touch with me. But daggone it, I cannot get back in touch with everybody anymore, man. And that's actually been one of the more negative things that I've had to deal with, because I'm like, man, I don't want anybody to feel like I'm blowing them off.
Yeah.
But I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I want to.
It gets to a point.
There's not enough hours in a day.
Yeah, it gets to a point where you kind of, you know what I mean? Like you kind of can't at that point where you're at the level you're at. You know what I'm saying? Where people, because what they don't understand is like, let's say I'm gonna put myself in I don't want to say a fan, but just someone who enjoys your videos, and they just start writing you a nice little novel. Think about how many other people think just like you and think, well, I'm going to write this dude a novel. He understands exactly who I am and how I think. I just relate to him so much. And then he gets about 15, 20 of those each day. And if he doesn't check out a few times, that stuff starts piling up on the man. And
Dude.
I can, I can imagine that your frustration.
Look, I don't know. There's got to be points in here. No, you can't get high, guy. You been in the chat acting up, so no, I'm not gonna say hi to you. Anyway, but nah, man. Look, so the thing is, there's got to be balance between the two, because there's the people who feel like they can relate to you, and some people think that I'm like the only flat earther that they can talk to. I'm like, yo, I'm sorry, I can't be the only person you're talking. Get to a meetup, dude. You know what I'm saying? Put something on your page so you have somebody else to talk to, man. Go friend some flat earthers. That's why we got this little banner. You know, on Facebook, I got that little banner that says like Flat Earth for Life or whatever. I'm like, find some people with that banner, friend them, get in their inbox. They probably think the same way I do. Yeah. so yeah, by all means, chat with them too. You know, I want to talk to you, but I can't be the only person that so many people talk to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's people that will write a novel and leave my inbox full with that, or on my Instagram. Yo, my favorite, not really my favorite. I'm talking backwards. Not my favorite. Somebody will send like hi, and I'll say hi back. And then Carlos, they'll send like 5 messages back to back. I'm like, bro, come on, man. Hey, I got a few questions to ask you. Dude, come on.
Yeah, it's not easy to please everybody, man. And the more popular you have become, the harder it's gonna get on you, man. Because I know there's times with me, like I say, I don't even get on social media that much. I check Facebook maybe once or twice a day. Sometimes there'll be, like I said, 3, 4, 5. A week goes by, I might not even look. You know what I mean? And I'm getting friend requests left and right, and I can't even answer them all. You know what I mean? Because I like to vet it out first. I like to make sure, who's this person? Who are they following? What kind of conversation they have? I don't want to just accept everybody, because that's how you start getting trolls, you know, fake people who are trying to pretend to be flat earthers that just want to go on your page, or just, you know, I'm not letting just anyone into my life. So, you know, I have to be
right.
Yeah, I have to be smart about the way I accept people, you know.
Dude, I try, but I'm saying I got caught up a few times. Dude, it's been a couple of days where I just go confirm. No, that's a sex bot. No, hold up. Click. Lives in Seattle, half naked. Yep, nope, that's a fake account. Delete. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go back. I'm like, no, that's not real. And then, you know, certain people's names will tip me off. Sometimes I see a person and I'm like, I don't know. I'll get like a little a feeling about this person. I'll click on their page and then I go back there and they're talking about Hail Satan. I'm like, aha, No, I know what you're here for. You know, I'll catch some of them, but there's been a couple times, and I like to troll every now and then, and I'll like post something just to draw trolls out, and I don't know if they know that. I'll put something out here, and I'll just wait for somebody to say, "Well, that's so stupid." Aha, block. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of fishing for to call down the list, but it's all good, man. I'm saying it's been interesting. It's been interesting. This whole situation, man, because you'll have people wanting to come in and um I want to debate. I'm like, I ain't got time to debate you.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
why are you running? Dude, I got stuff to do. I got a full-time job.
Yeah.
Okay? I got to do things like sleep, eat, you know what I'm saying? I got places that I need to go, so I got to drive. Can't be sitting here on my phone texting a long paragraph just to try to convince you when you're just going to come back and ask me another 30 questions. Ain't nobody got time for that.
It's true. I mean, people
good,
don't
though.
think about that, and a lot of them they're just trying to. It's like what we said in the beginning. A lot of times they're just trying to suck your time away so that you don't get to the real, task at hand. And early on I caught that. I was catching people just what I tried to make sure I didn't allow them to overrun my channel, because sometimes I know there's a lot of people I personally know that they'll watch before even watching. They just go through the comments as if the comments can give some sort of validity to what the video really is about. So what people don't realize is that these trolls will come in, they'll start trying to take over the comments so that they can sway people before they even watch the video. So I was like, nope, not happening. No, you're not going to control my videos. You're not going to do this. Just so that people, because I know how much it takes for someone to really get into this subject, man. It's not an easy one to come through. I mean, I even just glancing in the chat, I see there's a guy there just trying to really take away from this video because he's just going out there giving out false information and pretending like he has all the answers, and they're doing a good job of answering, but he doesn't want to hear the truth. He's just here to disrupt,
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. Sucks.
Yeah, it's something we got to deal with. There's always the situation of paid trolls and all that will show up just to disrupt. Like I had said this on one of my videos, man. It was like that on the spirit level video, which is now over 1 million views, but it's got like 13,000 dislikes. 13,000 dislikes. One guy accidentally, I don't know if it was an accident, he might have left a comment, he might have took it down. But I got a screenshot of that comment before I moved on. The guy actually admitted to me that he got paid to dislike that video. He's like, I got on my YouTube and there was this email in my inbox, and I'm sorry, I don't even know what this is about. Sorry, I had to dislike the video, but I needed the cash. I'm like, you needed the cat? So somebody paid you to dislike my video? That's when I stopped taking these trolls seriously. I'm like, you don't even believe what you're saying, man. Somebody's paying you. And the fact of the matter is, that's sad when a troll's being paid, because the same people that are paying you basically are keeping you at a point to where you have to rely on this money system. Mm-hmm. You're in this money system. You're in this financial system that was set up by these same people who are lying to you about the shape of the earth, and they're playing you on the other side by paying you to go and disrupt people who are trying to share the truth with the rest of the world. So you're getting played on both sides. And I don't even deal with that. I don't even deal with it.
No, it's all just that, just trying to cause division, trying to, and that's what sucks is that a lot of people don't know that. So they go into the comments trying to think that they're going to get answers, and they don't realize that there's been people placed there to mislead you, and, I try to do my best to try to get those comments out of the way. so that it doesn't affect someone. Someone can just go in there, watch the video, and then ask some questions, or just, you know, go watch another video. You know, I mean, I can't tell you how much I might stay away from like the Facebooks and the Instagrams and Twitters and stuff. But when I go on Facebook, I mean, I go on YouTube and I'm constantly checking out what's a new video, what's going on, because I'm trying to educate myself still. There's not a point where I feel that I can just be like, well, I have all the answers, I'm good. No, there's new information that we're discovering, you know, on a weekend basis. I mean, it has slowed down because there's only so much that us, with the resources that we have, can do, you know. But the information that we put out there, for the most part, is really, I mean, mind-blowing to see how much of the stuff that we've been able to really break down and just debunk and just, you know, show this is all what they used to tell us as children, and it does not stack up to what we see today. What reality really shows us, this stuff is serious. That's why I have guys like D in here, and I've interviewed other guys like ODD. I've interviewed guys like Truth is Stranger Fiction. I'm not trying to miss anybody else out, but really, I do these interviews, one, to get to know these guys, and two, because everyone is putting out information that other people need to hear, and this is important. This is not something that I take lightly. I take this stuff really serious. So, you know, when I'm doing this research stuff, man, and I hate the people that, oh, you research on YouTube, dude. You know, before I did any, you know, conspiratorial research, I used to go on YouTube and learn how to change a tire, change my brakes, change my oil, fix my garage, how to put you know, I've learned so much on YouTube that has nothing to do with what people consider fringe. So it's okay for me to learn that stuff. But when it comes to this, oh, now I'm uneducated. But yet, you know, without YouTube, I'll tell you what, I couldn't fix half of the stuff in my house. There's guys making videos to help you build a computer, you know, paint the right way. Like, there's a video for everything. And that's called education. If you believe it or not, it's an education in some form. And my schooling is University of YouTube right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's like that. Dude, I learned how to fix a Rubik's Cube on YouTube. You know, you can figure out anything out here.
Yeah.
You know, and for people who say, okay, so here's something I'd like to submit to the audience. When someone comes to you and says that because you got certain information from YouTube, respond to them simply by letting them know, just enlightening them to the simple fact that YouTube is to videos what a library is to books. It's actually that simple, you know. In a library, you have your fiction section, you have your nonfiction, you have your different genres, you have your music, you have your fashion, you have your photography, whatever. And in all these books in the library, you can learn different things, or you can just entertain yourself. As the same applies to YouTube. You can learn things, you can entertain yourself. You got your fiction, you got your nonfiction, but you have to take into consideration and use your own discernment as to what you're going to allow to be perceived as actual information. You know, that's upon us to decide what's real and what's not on YouTube. That's the only thing. Just because it's on YouTube doesn't mean it's not credible or it's not real. And these will be the same people who say stuff like YouTube isn't credible, but they'll turn on CNN. But in the same breath, you can go on YouTube and type in CNN, and you can watch what was on CNN's report if you didn't catch it from on TV. If you didn't catch it live on cable TV from CNN, CNN has a YouTube channel, and you can go there and get your information from CNN just like you would have got it from a TV. Now, does that make CNN less credible because they're on YouTube? I don't think so. But, you know, it's like you have to break these things down for people. Really, really simple like, and that's I don't know that's the best way I know how to teach. Keeping it simple.
That's it, and then that's what a lot of your videos is, keeping it simple, educating. This is very simple and understandable, and that's the key because we can easily make things more complicated than they need to be. So I see people cursing now in the chat room. Anyways, yeah, man, just keep guys. You guys got to keep it going. All right, I gotta put somebody in timeout here because they want to start cursing over here.
Right,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah, I took care of it. Get back on track. That's how easy it is to lose focus. But yeah, man. You guys.
That's what I'm saying.
We just got to keep it simple. Don't allow other people to change who you are. Okay, like. Don't let them influence you so much that you're no longer able to say, hey, I can't watch this guy now. You know what I mean? A lot of the community was doing that. It was this beef and, oh, this guy's a Christian and this guy's not, and this guy's, you know, a domer and he's, you know, infinite planar. Like, man, let's just stick together. Let's work as an army and keep attacking the people who are trying to divide us, because that's all it is. They're just trying to divide us. So we just need to stick together, get through these rough times. But, you know, I think in the long run, we'll be okay. But I could see some stuff coming over the horizon where they're definitely going to plan something to make us look even worse. There's been some videos done, like from, what's his name? Oh man, Robbie Davidson's done some where he's reading articles where they're blaming, oh, this guy's done this, and this, and oh, by the way, did you know he was a flat earther? You know, they're really trying to get us to, you know, look bad in many ways. So, you know, it's not gonna be the safest thing in the next couple of years to call yourself a flat earther. That's for sure.
I know. I don't know. Here, as part of the offensive, how about we start doing that with them?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, man. You gonna try to marginalize us and say that all flat earthers do that? This one flat earther did that, so all of them must be crazy. Yeah, let's not even play that game, because I'm pretty sure. Let me see. Yeah, if most people still believe in the globe, let's look at the current state of the world and just do a quick assessment. How about that? Let's look at how messed up things are with the war, the poverty, the famine, the disease, the chemtrails, the poisoning the food. Let's look at all of that, and let's just say globe earthers were in charge of that. How about we go ahead and flip the script like that? What do you think?
That I mean, that's the thing. It's still fighting an uphill battle though, because they have, you know, they have the majority of the people believing what those things. Oh, that's not even a chemtrail. That's just a, you know, it's the vapor from the engines. Like, people are still stuck in that mind frame that they can listen to the news, they can watch TV and be fed truth. The only time you're being fed truth is when they're lying to you, okay? And it's people like myself and others who are like, hey, look, did you watch this movie? Look how much truth this is, but it's done in an entertainment fashion so that you don't realize it's actual truth. But they told you, and their hands are wiped clean now.
Yeah, and that seems like, you know what, on that one, it seems like that's one of the rules, or something like that. Like they have to, like a form of sigil magic or something. Like they have to tell us what they're doing before they actually do it. I think that's. I've been thinking about that lately. Like, why do they leave so many clues? And I think that's like a program response that we have when they show us something in a movie. Like you see the way that the little ship and all that was targeting so many civilians in Captain America Winter Soldier or whatever. What was that? Was it that movie? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it was like the technology just zooming in and targeting all these individual people, like it could take out so many people. There, and if we come back and say, no, that stuff's real, they actually have technology where they're following you around. They have these cameras set up all over the place, and they can, take you out whenever.
Look at Geostorm.
The program response that people, yeah,
The movie. I
exactly,
mean, look what happened
exactly.
this summer,
You know,
just this last couple months, and then look at this movie that's been portrayed for the last, I don't know, 5 months. It's been showing us that they have the technology, and how many people who weren't even awake started realizing, wow, they got technology to do this, because that video came out where they showed NASA being able to form a cloud and make it rain. And it's like the obvious question is, if they're showing us this, what aren't they showing us? So
exactly, and we all have to keep that in mind too, because dude, I think about that all the time. I'm like, just this little technology that they allow us to see all the time. I'm like, I know they have some way better stuff behind the scenes. They got, man, I mean, just the stuff that we get to see now, it'll blow your mind. But you got to think, the military is like hundreds, maybe at least 100 years ahead as far as the technology that we get to see. So I don't know, man. I mean, these black budget projects, the DARPA, the deep underground military bases, all that stuff. It's out there, but man, it's like, I don't know. People just won't pick up on these things.
no,
How,
yeah.
it's just out there, right out in the open for us all to see. But you know what? I actually do gotta hop off, man.
Well, yeah,
I really do.
I don't want to
Now
take
that I
up
think
more of
about
your
it.
time, but we'll close this. Hang out for just a second after I close this out. I want to say big thanks to everyone who showed up. Make sure you go. I mean, I think a lot of these people already know who you are, but I'll have a link to his channel in the description, also his Facebook. Go check him out. Watch his videos. He gets right to the point, and a lot of people need to hear that stuff. And if you haven't already, and you're new to this channel, go subscribe. I got videos coming in the works also. But I want to say thank you to D for giving me the time, and we're going to close this out. So any last words you got to say for anyone?
Hey, let's just continue keeping the pressure on them. Our numbers only increase. Nobody's going back to believing in the globe. So, just continue spreading the truth about flat Earth. And, as always, be good to each other. Take care. Stay flat.
Stay flat.
I'll
All
see you
right,
next time,
everybody.
people.